Alright guys, welcome to chapter 3 of AICE International History. This chapter is all about the League of Nations in the 1930s. So last chapter was League of Nations in the 20s, this one is the 30s, so it's basically the same 6, 7, same thing. Just different decade. So let's get into it. Okay, so now we're getting to 3.4 where we actually discuss why was 1939 the year when the war broke out. Now, Britain started rearming as a direct response of Germany being such an expansionist power. When Germany expanded in 1939 into Czechoslovakia to find the Munich Agreement, Britain turned on its alarm lights. Their alarm sirens started going off. They were like, oh my god, you know that meme of the minion going like B door, like side to side, like woo, like going crazy. That was England in response to Germany during this time. So Chamberlain rejected appeasement and made a more aggressive policy. Chamberlain was now done playing with Hitler. He was like, you know what? We are going to guarantee Poland their safety because Poland was obviously Hitler's next target. It was an obvious choice, and this led to the British basically guaranteeing Poland their support should they be invaded by Germany. However, Britain had employed their 10-year plan, which was that Britain would not be involved in a war for 10 more years after 1929. So they weren't really ready for war. They weren't prepared for it. They hadn't started preparing early enough. So now they were hastily trying to get manufacture things for war. They were trying to basically speed it up, not really planning adequately since they were trying to disarm this whole time to preserve peace. So now Britain was going into a war that it was not ready to fight against an enemy who had literally been made their whole purpose being ready to fight. So Germany felt like it had an advantage over Britain, and Britain was not lost on this feeling. So Britain was tired of being taken advantage of by Germany. They were tired of being fooled to their own face, and they were telling, this is what they told the Polish people: listen, you have our support. Should you need our help, like you have our undying, unwavering support. Should you need our help against Germany, and basically, this guarantee should basically meant like if Germany invades you, we are going to war with them as well. Like we are not done playing games with Hitler. Like who does he think he is? He literally in Spanish you would say me vio la cara de bobo. Like he saw my face of stupidity, and he took advantage of me, and that's how they felt. And basically, Britain also tried to as far as it came to Poland, tried to bring Hitler back to the negotiating table. However, Hitler was showing time and time again that he was against negotiations and he was against this. So here you can really feel my tone and my words were heating up, oh my god, it feels very final. And that's because it is. This is the final build up to World War II, whether countries wanted to admit it or not. Now, the one thing that many historians say really was the main jump towards war was the Nazi Soviet Pact. Hitler wanted to sign this in order to ensure that he had an ally in Poland, and he felt more comfortable invading Poland. He felt more supported, and possibly scouting out an ally to fight against Britain. Now, Stalin was not lost on the Lebensraum idea that Hitler had, where he would take Slavic land from the Slavs and give it to Germans to live in it. His main target was the Soviet Union, Stalin's country. His main target was to take land away from the Soviet Union and redistribute it to German people who wanted to live in it and farm in it in order to basically establish German superiority. You're going to hear the same words: Aryan superiority, German superiority, all over again. And Stalin felt that if he aligned himself with Hitler, Hitler would kind of drop the whole little Lebensraum thing. Now, in your book, if you open your book, I forgot which page it was, but there's a political cartoon where it describes the Nazi Soviet Pact as Hitler and Stalin hopping in a field, but they both have guns behind their back. It means that they're ready to backstab each other at any minute, and that's literally how it was in real life. It's not really that much of a difference to how it was in real life. Like in real life, they were both just like in it for their own convenience. There wasn't even any real gain to it. So it was just like, in a way, useless, to put it lightly. Now, the pact did not just have implications for the USSR and the Nazis, it also had implications for Poland, as Poland now felt like they were going to get invaded on both sides. They felt way more vulnerable than they did before. Britain felt like the war was actually looming closer than they thought it would, and this made them feel hasty. France felt like they were losing an ally in the Soviet Union, and that they were just now completely alone, and they just had Britain, and they were going to be cooked basically in the event of a war. Germany felt more secure in their invasion of Poland, and the USSR felt like it had basically saved itself from being annihilated by Lebensraum. So as you can tell, Europe is looking like a hot mess, like a hot conjumbled mess of differing ideologies and differing priorities at this time. Now, here comes the end of the chapter and the end of peace of the 1930s. Germany invades Poland in August of 1935, and Germany's motives are that they wanted to take out the Polish corridor that was separating East Prussia from mainland Germany. They wanted to obviously unite all the German-speaking peoples who were left in Poland from literally like a few years ago in World War One. And their methods were blitzkrieg, which we already went over, and it was basically just Germany using a bunch of tanks to weaken their enemy and really get to their core and really like defeat them effectively. Now, Germany had done this before, but what made different this time was the British ultimatum. The British ultimatum, obviously, like at this time, since France was not really in a military position to make their own decisions, whenever Britain signed something, France was basically like a co-signatory. So you could say that this was like a British and French ultimatum of like, if you invade Poland, this is to Germany. If you invade Poland, we are going after you. And obviously they had made this threat before, because like imagine, okay, you're Hitler and they're telling you, if you take another bite, we're gonna punish you. You take another bite, nothing happens. Okay, but now if you take another bite, we're gonna punish you. Take another bite, nothing happens. Okay, but now you stop believing them. Like, you just stop believing. You think it's all BS. You think it's all fake. So when the Allies made this ultimatum with Poland, Hitler was probably like, I'll find a way to get them to appease. They didn't. Britain and France declared war on Germany in August of 1939, literally a few days after they started invading Poland. And basically, this led to the Second World War. Now, to close off this chapter, I would like to close you guys off with a little food for thought. There was a historical debate at the time, and it's still going on today. Did Hitler have a long-term plan to establish German superiority across the globe again? Or did he simply take advantage of the opportunities that the Allies gave to him? Now, I believe that Hitler was an opportunist. If Hitler knew that the Allies were actually for real from the get-go, he would not have continued because he wanted to preserve Germany. However, since he saw that the Allies were so easy to take advantage of, he was like, yeah, no, this is cake. Easy win, easy dubs. Did he have a long-term plan? For sure. But he knew it was sustainable. He knew it was sustainable to take all that land away from all those countries. Like, Germany did not have that strength. He just wanted to wade in the water and see how much he could go before he could actually be retaliated. So he was just an opportunist, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Was Hitler a strategist or an opportunist? Let me know in the comments below. Okay guys, anyways, thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you guys become more educated. Hope this actually helped you guys. And yeah, I hope you guys actually learned from this video. Don't forget